Miss Rogers, stop.
They already told me you're going to yell at me and stuff like that. I already know the truth.
Miss Rogers, please, will you let somebody, can you not talk so somebody else can talk? I don't know what that means, ma'am, but you've been personally served in this case and you've made multiple appearances in court.
And I made
So at
multiple
this,
special appearances at this court. And I've
okay,
also asked you for your bonds and oath of office. And I've never got
I'm not,
asked.
ma'am, please
Are
stop.
you a
And
judge?
let me
Are you a
finish.
judge? Are you the
Ma'am,
judge?
Miss Rogers, I'm going to go ahead and mute you now so I can finish just making the appearances. Thank you. Mr. Griner's here for Mr. Johnson,
Yes, Your Honor.
and
Just
Mr. Johnson is in prison in Missouri.
yes, Your Honor.
Miss Wan, are you here for Miss Duchesne?
I am.
Miss Smith with CASA and caregivers, correct? Miss Malero, these are the state's motions.
Yes, Your Honor.
You can feel this hearing spiraling. Miss Rogers is using sovereign citizen buzzwords, special appearance, bond and oath of office, and fraudulent court, instead of addressing the actual issue, her child's welfare. This isn't just legal strategy. It's a desperate defense
No,
mechanism.
Miss Rogers, I muted you because you were continuing to interrupt while I was just trying to make the appearances. At this time, you are entitled to an attorney. You are indigent. The court has already found you indigent. Would you like to have another attorney appointed to you?
Is she going to have a bonds and oath of office? Because if she's not going to have a bonds and oath of office, I don't want her.
Okay,
And you need to have one too. You shouldn't
Miss
even be on this
Rogers,
case if you
stop.
don't have one.
Miss Rogers, stop.
They already told me you're going to yell at me and stuff like that. I already know the truth.
Miss Rogers, please, will you let somebody, can you not talk so somebody else can talk? Okay, I don't know what kind of bond you're looking for the attorney to have. I don't know if you're talking about
The one that
malpractice
you're
insurance.
supposed to have before you become a judge. The one that you're supposed to have when you graduate. The one that you're supposed to have when you have your initial and your signature on it. And if you don't have it on you, you're supposed to recite it. This case is fraud. It's fraud. And I will be sending an affidavit to show you that everything that you guys, I've been trying to tell you guys been lying about. You have defamated my image. You got my son's grandmother thinking that I burnt him to death. And you guys never stepped in to try to correct the story, because everything that I've been trying to tell you guys, I've been telling you from the get-go that you guys don't know us. You don't know what type of people we are. I love my son. I'm doing everything that I can to keep him out of the crosshairs of this corrupt government system.
She's accusing everyone of defamation and government corruption, yet you can hear the judge staying calm. This is a textbook moment where emotional overwhelm and distrust collide with courtroom procedure. Viewers should notice how the judge keeps bringing her back to the real question. Do you want an attorney or not?
Ms. Malero, please go on with your next motion.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to call the caregivers to testify briefly.
Yes.
One caregiver at a time. Okay, only one witness at a time.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Dillard, could you state your name for the record?
Ashley Dillard.
And you're Prince's current caregiver, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
During the course of this case, have you been present for phone calls between the child and Miss Rogers, the mother?
Yes, ma'am.
What is Miss Rogers's behavior like during these phone calls?
It be a lot of, the communication is just bad, and it be a lot of loud talking, cursing, just be like a lot. So we never like get nowhere. I be have to end the visits most of the times. Sometimes they be okay. Most of the times they're not.
When you say that there's loud talking, has that been directed towards?
Sometimes towards me, and then son and mother, they kind of go back and forth.
Have the phone calls, has Miss Rogers ever made any inappropriate?
This is where the case pivots. The caregiver's testimony pulls us out of legal jargon and into an 8-year-old's reality. Phone calls filled with yelling, cursing, and tears. This is the human cost behind all the legal fireworks.
I want my nephews to know his mom and stuff like that. As time goes on, like the conversations kind of went left, and I was confused on why, and she probably was confused too, but it just be like going left and like talking about like the house fire and what happened. He'll have a different story from her. He gets upset about it, and I'd be like, yeah, we need to change the conversation because it brings him like trauma. I do not believe that Kanisha feels like he is still traumatized towards that. in his sessions and stuff, he has told me that he is, and it just, yeah, it went down. So it becomes times where I'd be like, Prince, do you want to talk to your mom? He'll be like, no, or whatever. So I do not force him to talk. Like, he's 8 years old. If he feel like he don't want to do something, I just still respect what he say. And then there would be times where I'd be like, okay, it's that time of the week, Prince, do you want to have a conversation? Then he'll say yes, and then once they have a conversation, I guess it don't get nowhere. So I would have.
When is the last time you did have to end a phone call between Miss Rogers and her son?
I want to say it probably was like, what, Mom, like 2 weeks ago, something like that. I don't know the exact. I know it was been over like 2 weeks, so probably about 2 weeks.
How frequently does Miss Rogers?
It was a couple times a week, but with everything going on, I didn't put it to like one day a week. Mainly, I'd be want to do it like on Saturdays, because on school days he'd be really tired after school and aftercare and stuff like that.
Do you believe at this time that Miss Rogers and her, the child are beneficial to him?
No, I know what it is, because at the time, maybe not, but I do still want them to at least be able to video or see each other. Like, I really tried to work with my brother and his mother, but it can get difficult. So at the time, probably not, but I do want to try to mend these people relationship. That's kind of, it's a simple question to answer, but like, it's like a hard question too. It's just like, that's still his mom. That's still his dad. You know, I'm the auntie. I love him dearly, and that's why I stepped up. So at the time, no, but I do want them to be able to. But it has to be peaceful. Like, with all this drama, yelling, not understanding, and stuff like that. Like, I just want us to be able to have an understanding. I want them to be able to have good communication. Like, hey, son, how you doing? What you been doing up there? Like, how's school? Like, positivity flowing his way, because he's already been through a lot. So if it's positive and I get along, I love that. I respect it. If it's all this yelling and I don't want to go back down there and I don't want to be down there, and he says like a lot, and I want to say my auntie, and I think from
The aunt's words are heartbreaking. She's trying to preserve a relationship between mother and son, but trauma, conflicting stories, and accusations about a house fire are eroding that bond. This isn't just a custody fight. It's a child caught between loyalty and self-protection.
Okay, Ms. Rogers, I will give you one more opportunity to ask a question about the motion to terminate visits. Do you have any questions specifically related to that? What we are here for today. The state has a motion requesting the court to appoint you an attorney and a motion to terminate visits. Do you have a question about either of those two motions? If so, you may unmute and ask those questions, but we're not going to just get into arguments.
I'm not arguing about anything. I'm just saying that this is unfair.
No questions from Ms. Rogers. Just want to let you know that the father is on the speakerphone now, so he is listening.
Briefly, thank you, Your Honor. And you say that Prince gets upset after these phone conversations. Long does he stay upset on the average after such a phone call?
15 minutes.
15
About
minutes?
15 minutes, yeah.
Does he act out in any way
Yes, ma'am.
following these conversations? I mean, you know.
Yes, sometimes he does, and it sometimes gets to the point where he'll be so upset or irritated that he just don't want to be bothered at the time, and he'll just be like, "Auntie, can you just leave me alone? Like, I don't want to talk or be bothered." Yeah, I respect it, and I just let him be until he calms down.
So when you approached him with the idea that he might have to come down here to have a visit with his mom, how did he react to that?
Yesterday, that actually was asked because his caseworker actually came down to my place yesterday, and he told her that he does not want to get on the plane to come down there. But
This is the legal crossroads. The state is essentially saying, enough. We need therapy present to protect the child. Notice how Miss Rogers still frames everything as conspiracy, even when offered therapeutic visits.
That's going on, I don't think that it would be in Prince's best interest right now for you to even take a flight up there to see him with his aunt and his grandmother looking over these visits. I mean, it's just too much.
Yeah, I mean, cause to be honest, like, This is like really like not my family. We're not blood relatives. These are relatives of an ex-boyfriend who I just so happen to have a baby with. So it's a whole bunch of drama that's tied to that. A whole bunch of drama that I didn't really realize that I didn't have to deal with when he, and I just, it's too difficult. It's very, they are bringing up the stories about the house fire. They are the ones that's telling me to get on the phone with Prince and talk to him about his behavior. But Prince doesn't even want to hear anything as far as authority about his behavior. He doesn't want to have anything addressed as far as his behavior. So yes, he does get irritated. He gets off the phone, but it has nothing to do with anything. That Apple, I tried to tell him that he can't get on Roblox because he's on punishment right now for watching porn. Okay, which he didn't get that from me. But the grandmother jumps in and calls me all kinds of bitches and whores and accuses me of talking to him crazy because I told him that I saw on the news that they got predators and
Your
asked
Honor,
them for
I'm
their
gonna
address if
object.
that was on the
There's not a
news.
question here.
That's sustained. That's sustained.
So
Can you ask a
it's
question,
like
please, Ms. Rogers?
I'm literally trying to figure out like what do you guys want me to do with my kid, because everything I have evidence that everything I'm doing is for his concern and for his.
I did go out and see Prince face to face yesterday, and we did talk about roadblocks and your safety concerns. It is safety concerns with roadblocks. And Miss Ashley do have an app where she is monitoring all of his access to the internet. I have the same concerns with roadblocks. So we also
Can I please add it that the commercials that are in
No,
between
Ms.
these
Rogers,
apps.
let Ms. Brumley answer the question, please. She's in the middle of talking. Let her finish
Okay.
answering your question.
Okay.
Well, like I was saying, Ms. Rogers, we did address the concerns that you have with roadblocks. Now, Ashley do have an app where she is able to see everything that Prince is doing on roadblocks, talking to people. We talked to him about talking to strangers. Of course, he said that those was not strangers, those was kids that he was communicating with out when he was in Galveston or wherever he was in foster care. But like I said, it's an app where Ashley is able to see everything that Prince is doing online.
The Roblox debate shows how even basic parenting concerns get tangled in courtroom conflict. Miss Rogers is genuinely worried about online predators, but the constant arguing undermines her credibility with...
Please, Mr. Griner, any questions for Ms. Brumley?
Yes, I just have a few. Thank you, Your Honor. Miss Brumley, has mom engaged in any other services on her family service plan?
Mom have engaged in a drug test. She took a drug test May 2024. And it was a hair, no, it was not a hair, it was a UA, and it came back negative.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Any additional witnesses, Ms. Malera? Witnesses, Ms. Rogers?
Any witnesses?
Yes, that you wanted to
Ashley.
call regarding the motion to terminate visits today.
My husband is a witness, but you guys don't want him to talk. So I mean,
Okay, so yes or no? Just yes or no? Do you have any witness going to have
because
relevant
everything,
information?
yes, I mean, I use the visits happens on his phone. I don't even have a phone. I use his phone for everything.
Okay, so then you would like to call him as a witness.
Yes,
Is he there?
yes. You want to be a witness? All right.
I don't know how you're going to be able to hear the hearing now, Ms. Rogers. You're going to have to be able to hear the hearing so that you can
Okay.
hear the,
Okay.
so that you can hear, sir. You're also Mr. Johnson, correct?
Yes, yes,
Please raise your right hand to be sworn.
I do not swear. As
Okay,
it,
then you
as
may
it
not
says in,
testify today. Thank you.
All right.
Any additional witnesses, Ms. Rogers?
How is that possible? I didn't swear to.
As a witness,
The
Ms.
Bible
Rogers,
says don't
you've been
swear.
asking
The Bible
questions.
says don't swear. How do we use the Bible in court, but it says don't swear? Swear not.
You have the ability to affirm. Mr. Johnson.
The father's Bible-based refusal to swear in is another sovereign-style move. It's almost surreal, but it also signals how deep the distrust of institutions runs in this family dynamic.
Recommend that they're appropriate because it is causing him emotional, to keep from causing emotional damage as far as his mental health well-being.
Here's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to order that can reach out and initiate visits as she thinks is appropriate. You see him, you hear what he wants, you understand his needs, and how those things affect him. In addition to that, In the event that the caregiver doesn't reach out to initiate the visits, then the visits shall take place with a therapist involved, so that we're not going to take Miss Rogers' visits away completely. That's not going to happen. But starting them in some type of family therapy type situation would be great. Miss Rogers, where are y'all living right now? You don't have to give me and can y'all tell me, does Mr. Johnson have any bond conditions where the child is concerned?
What do you mean? Does he have any bond conditions?
I'm asking the district attorney's office.
So I don't see any charges right now. I know they were planning to take charges. I will need to follow up on those to see where that is.
Ms. Rogers, I'm going to go ahead and appoint you an attorney. You can discuss with the attorney the things that you're looking for and decide whether or not he or she is able to meet those requirements. But I will go ahead and appoint you somebody, and then you can decide where you want to go from there.
I took a break for them, but I am going to go back. I'm going to actually go back.
When do you plan on doing that?
I will call them today to set up an appointment.
That sounds very good. I think that if you could do that, perhaps some interventions could be put in place that would allow you to better communicate with your attorney and all of us to better communicate together.
The judge's ruling is clear. No one's taking the mother's visits away completely, but they'll now be in a therapeutic setting with an attorney appointed to help Miss Rogers. It's a rare blend of accountability and compassion. This case is more than legal drama. It's a portrait of how distrust, trauma, and mental health can unravel a parent-child bond under the spotlight of the courtroom. Do you think therapy can repair this relationship, or is the damage already done?